Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yolanda and today I'm going to be showing you how I made 3 GIA inspired outfits out of some very ugly clothing pieces from Walmart. I wanted to challenge myself and transform something that I wouldn't normally buy or own and make it into something really cute. And so if you guys are interested in seeing how I did that, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel, like this video, comment down below, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Yolanda in the City. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So for the first transformation, I picked this skirt and top, cutout top from GIA. The skirt alone cost $50 and the top I think cost $55, so in total $105. For this set from GIA, I went to Walmart and I picked out this really ugly, like grandma looking top, but I felt like the print had a lot of potential even though the way that it was looked really ugly. I thought it would be perfect for this little project. Started off by dividing the top and bottom of the set. I cut off about 2.5 inches from the armpit section, and then I cut off the sleeves from the top section, and then I evened out the sides of the top. Then I turned the shirt inside out and I cut out the seams that connected the front and back panels of the top. I then took the back panel and cut out the neckline. I then did the exact same thing to the front panel. Then took my back panel that we are now going to use as a front piece of our top, and I cut out a triangle with the base measuring about 6 inches and the two sides measuring 5 inches, and I drew a line down the middle to make it easier to cut out. I also made small cuts in the corners of the triangles to make the hem. I then double rolled the hem on the top and the bottom. I then did the exact same thing to the back piece. After sewing that all down, I took the 2 sleeve pieces that I cut out earlier and I cut out 2 strips measuring 3 centimeters wide. I folded them in half and sewed that down. After that, I took a safety pin to turn the straps right side out. I then attached those 2 straps to create a longer strap that is going to be attached to the front panel of the top. I then took the back panel of the top and I created some pleats in the bra area of the top so that the front and back panels would line up equally. And after sewing down both sides, this is what it should look like. Moving on to the skirt, I measured the width of my waist and I added 2 inches seam allowance, and then I cut out the excess fabric and I pinned down the sides. I then used the excess fabric to create a waistline for my skirt. My waistline measured about 3 inches wide, but you can make it as wide as you'd like. I then used the other piece of the excess fabric to create an even longer waistline since the first piece wasn't long enough. Here I attached the 2 pieces of the waistline and then attached that to my skirt. I then cut off the excess of the waistline and sewed that all down. So for this second transformation, I picked out this set from GIA, and the shorts alone were about $50. The top was $55, so again $105 for this set. I picked up these 2 pairs of leggings from Walmart for about $4 each. Started off by taking 1 pair of the leggings and cutting them to the desired length, and then I put them aside. I took the other pair and I folded them and I cut out the crotch section, and that's going to be the top. Since I picked them up from the little girl section, I got both of these size extra large since I wanted a little bit of extra fabric to work with. Here I am just adjusting the width since this is the top and the leg part is going to go on my arms. It was a little wide for me, so I just adjusted this size a little bit and then I cut off the excess fabric. Here I took some elastic and I measured it along the seam of the crotch, stretched out. So I cut a little piece and I pinned the top and the bottom, and as I was running it through the machine, I made sure to stretch that elastic all the way to the bottom. And I did the exact same thing to the shorts. So when you're done, you should be left with this ruching on the shorts and the top, and then here I'm using the excess fabric that I cut off from the sleeves to make the straps for the waist. I didn't have that much excess fabric, I had to work with what I had, and so I cut these pieces into 4 and then I evened them out. And then I attached the edges and I ran them through my sewing machine, so I was left with a super long strap. And then I folded and pinned that piece in half in order to create the straps. Here I cut off the excess fabric and then I used a safety pin to turn it right side out. Then I pinned down the middle part of the strap and sewed it down onto my shorts. Going on to the top section, I used the excess fabric from what I cut off from the shorts, and I pretty much did the exact same thing to make a strap for the top. Here I hemmed the neckline and I attached the strap to the middle of my top. I also took in the sides of the shorts about 1/2 inch on each side so they would fit me better.
Like you finna make your ass fall off. Hella think I wanna smash them all now. Speed up, gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal.
The next and final transformation was a remake of this GIA set. The top was $60 and I believe the skirt was around $70 or $80. I got this western shirt from Walmart for about $15 and I started off by cutting it in half to separate the top and bottom. I got this shirt in a size medium, so I didn't have much fabric to play around with, but I decided to use the back side as a front side, and I used the extra fabric that I had from the sides to create some pleats on the front. After ironing and pinning the pleats, I sewed down about 3 inches down from each pleat. After that, I put the skirt aside and I moved on to the top. I started off by undoing the seams from the pockets and removing them. I then used my ruler to mark 2 inches from the center on each side. I then used my bra as a reference to mark 2 curves on each side. I then continued that line to cut out the other 2 sides of the top. And here I used the shape of my bra again to outline and cut 2 cups for the top. And after cutting out all the pieces, this is what it looked like. Using the remaining piece of fabric, I went ahead and cut out the sleeves in advance, and I evened the pieces out to get 2 nice rectangles, and then I put those pieces aside for later. I used the rest of the fabric to measure out 3.5 inches for the waistband for the skirt, and I also used the collar to complete the waistband since it wasn't long enough. Here I connected the edges of the waistband to create one long one and to attach to the skirt. And here I folded in about 1/2 inch to create the hem on the waistband. And here I am just pinning down the waistband to the skirt and sewing that down. Since the fabric isn't stretchy at all, I had to put a zipper. I started off by pinning the bottom up until where the zipper would end, and then I pinned the zipper on each side of the skirt. And this is what it looked like when I finished sewing it. Moving on to the top, I went ahead and I pinned and sewed down each panel of the top and sewed a hem on both top sides of the cups. Here I attached the 2 cup pieces to the shirt. Then using the 2 sleeves that we cut out earlier, I went ahead and I double rolled the hem for the sleeves, leaving enough space to insert some elastic. Here I attached the sleeves to the bra cups. This was my very first time making a top like this. It was a little complex for me, so I had a hard time, but after adjusting it a few times, I was able to figure out how to attach the front and the back panels. Here I used some leftover scraps of fabric to make some straps for the top. And here I folded down the edges of the back of the top to make it straight. And after attaching the straps, this is what it looked like.